Well, congratulations, not just for the way the team is playing, but for the extension and the new deal. For someone who's been in the game for a while, really grinding for a while as a scout, to have your life's work really be honored by the franchise you're with must feel good.
No, it does. You want the job. You want to get that GM or that head coaching position. That you've worked those years for. But when you get in those seats, you don't want to be a one and done. And believe me, you think about that when you take that. I don't want to just say, oh, man, I got in the GM position. Great. It lasted 2 or 3 years and I made it. You want to be successful. And obviously that's on the field with your team's record, but you also want to be rewarded, by the franchise to say, hey, we believe in what you're doing and we believe in where this organization's heading. And so that's great, because I know that the Pegulas, that shows that they want stability and they like where this thing's heading.
When you try to get that job, obviously you have a vision of rebuilding it, which you've done, and want to be consistently competitive, but you also are probably selling a vision that you can hoist that Lombardi in your grand plan. How close do you feel you're getting to that point?
Well, you never know the year. My experience is you never can say, hey, this is the year we're going to be in the Super Bowl, or this is the year we're going to make it to the NFL, or the NFC or AFC divisional round, or whatever it is. But what you want to be is, we have a legit chance to win our division. And if you have a legit chance, you're looking at those other 3 teams and say, we have a legit chance to win our division, then that tells you can get in the playoffs and at least host one, home playoff game, maybe 2, depending on what your seed is. But if you can do that and get in the tournament, then it's about playing good football. I mean, you see all the time, it's not always the top seed or the second seed. There's been times where the 6th seed's won or the 5th or whatever. And so it's really about playing good enough football to win your division and then being healthy down the stretch. And so where we are in our build, we do feel that that's where we're at. Sometimes it's just how you're playing and how healthy you are at the end of the season as to, I usually have a better idea what our team's playing like and what our health is at the end of the season, and then what the seeding, what's our path? Do we have to go on the road 3 times against, 3 juggernauts or anything like that? So this year, I think we're in the mix, but the last 4 games will tell a lot to how this season's going to, play out in the postseason.
So an executive in football, talent evaluator, they're often hired or fired based off of how they get the quarterback position, right? The most important position in sports. And yours is playing at a high level. How do you feel about not only the way he's playing, but really how he's validated your selection of him in what was a very, very talented QB class?
Yeah, I'm very proud of Josh. I mean, I think the one thing that I knew about Josh all along was obviously the physical skill set, but and everyone saw that. I think the thing that people didn't see, and obviously there was Josh was a polarizing selection. There were people that were for it, and there were a lot of people, some loud people that were against it. And you understand when you're in this seat that's part of it. You're not drafting to please everybody. You're drafting for what's best for your organization. And the thing that I think we felt here, the various settings that we were around Josh. The first time I was around him was at the Senior Bowl. Then we flew out to Laramie for a dinner, work him out the next day, get him on the board, take him out to lunch, just a different setting. And then the third time we brought him here for those 30 visits that you get to do prior to the draft. And just seeing him in those different settings and how he dealt with the guy who picks him up at the airport, whoever he's getting his lunch from, security guy, somebody walking him around the building, to Terry and Kim Pegula, to me and Sean McDermott, just the various interactions. And the one thing, this guy is genuine. He wants it, and it backed up everything we had. So, the thing I knew when I turned that selection in to pick him was, this guy is going to leave no stone unturned to be the best he can be. And that's something I'm willing to live with and stake my reputation on.
The one thing I love about how you've handled him is you really left no stone unturned in terms of putting him in a position to succeed. You look at what you've done with your wideouts, most receiving yards for a wideout group in the league, and you go and get Stefon Diggs, which really has helped him and helped the offense. Have you even been surprised about how seamless a fit he's been in free agency?
You know, a lot of credit to Steph. You never know when you bring someone from the outside in how that's always going to work. We did our research, and the things that we knew about Steph was he's highly competitive. He's going to practice really hard, and he's going to bring energy, and those things are really good. Steph's a young player that, you know, not everything went perfect for him in Minnesota, but I think he's pretty self-aware and knows maybe things that he could have done better. Maybe he thinks the organization could have done a little better, but this was a chance to give him a fresh start, wipe the slate clean, and kind of lay out what we expect from him and then what he's looking for from us. And the thing I've learned about Steph is his trust is very important with him. And don't try and fluff him up and tell him this. If he screwed up the route, tell him he screwed it up. And he can take that. And that's what I like. He doesn't mind hard coaching. He doesn't mind Chad Hall criticizing him or Brian Dable or whatever. He's not perfect out there, but he makes more plays for us than he doesn't. And he's been great for Josh and just, you know, even in camp, you know, some days the quarterback's not on, or some days the offense, some days the defense getting the better end of him. But he would come back in the huddle, and this is one of the things I noticed early was, all right, 17, let's go. All right, 17, let's go. We're ready. And just kind of, you got this. And I think that was great for Josh to hear. Just someone, you know, okay, you've missed 3 throws in a row, or we've stunk it up, or you threw an interception. Come back, and Steph wants the ball. I think Josh knows that. He wants the ball, in the big moments. And all of that has led to our offense flowing a lot better. And obviously, to your point, making, the receivers, so at the end of the day, all those guys, he's made John Brown better, Cole Beasley, and the rookie Gabe Davis have all, benefited from Steph joining that group this year.
You know, the first goal on the whiteboard every year, and when you're pitching yourself for the job, is win the division, something the team hasn't been able to do since '95. You're in pole position to do it into December football, but you're not there yet. What is the vibe in the building, and even in Western New York, now that you got a chance to really do something special?
Yeah, I think the vibe is positive. That's what you want. You want to be in position late. You want to control your destiny. You don't want to have to rely on, hey, we've got to win these 4 games and we need this team to have a tie or a loss. And sometimes that happens, but we're in the right position. We played good enough football through 12 games to be where we want to be at 9-3. But a lot left to do. Miami is right on our heels. And New England, even though they lost last night, they're not out of anything. I guarantee you that. A Bill Belichick team, Cam Newton, those guys are going to keep fighting. So we have to play good football down the stretch. But again, we're excited with the opportunity. Now it's up to us to play good football these last 4 weeks.
And lastly, you guys actually have a bunch of signature wins when you look at the schedule. Most of those 9 wins came against teams who expect to be in the playoffs. But you got a big one this week in Pittsburgh. What opportunity is this for the team to continue to move in that direction and take a big step?
Yeah, Pittsburgh's a model franchise for so long, and obviously they've been very good this year, almost undefeated. Washington had to come back last week and got them late in that game. But to have the record they have, and that defense is. I mean, even a year ago, we played them in a similar time frame up there in Pittsburgh, and they were on their 3rd or 4th quarterback, and they were still winning games. They were still in the playoff hunt because that defense is so good, and just the stability that Mike Tomlin, has brought to that team, and Kevin Colbert in the front office, the players he's put out there for the head coach. So it's going to be a tough test. They play physical football. Sunday night, cold in Buffalo. December, our guys will be excited for the opportunity, but we'll have to play our best game of the year to get this win against this team.
Well, you too have built a model franchise, and now you've been rewarded for it. So I know the eye is still on the main prize, that shiny trophy, but do take some time to celebrate the fact that you're not the guy who's grinding with some red-eye flights to scout, but you're leading one of the best organizations in football. Good luck, and thanks for spending the time.
You got it. Great to be on here.